So, a new type of limited time game mode has been introduced in Wuthering Waves called Virtual Crisis Prototype Trials, which is probably the most difficult game mode that we've ever gotten so far, and I'm sure Donjin and Kukaracha mains are going crazy about this event because this game mode is more about skill expression since you're not restricted with a timer, unlike the Tower of Adversity, Whimpering Waste, and Holograms. The best part about Virtual Crisis is that the difficulty depends on how you decide to play it, similar to other games where the player can choose between easy, hard, and insanity. But instead of just choosing between difficulty options, you're instead given access to stress modules and support modules. The more stress modules you choose, the harder the fight gets, and the easier it becomes to claim your rewards. Speaking of rewards, you can gain a total of 500 astrites, some malleable elite class echoes, tuners, resonance potion for leveling your characters, and advanced energy cores for leveling your weapons. If you're new here on the channel, welcome to the breakdown of Virtual Crisis Prototype Trials, where I'll dive deeper into everything you need to know, and I'll offer my recommendations or tips and tricks on how to easily clear them even if you're a casual player. If you enjoy the content, be sure to leave a like and subscribe because it helps me out more than you know. Let's start off with how to unlock it. All you need to do is to go to the event screen right here and click on Track, which will take you to this black robot from the Black Shores called KU Cage. You need to finish talking to it and then come back to the events page again and click on Go to gain access to the Virtual Crisis event screen. There are two separate trials, including Crisis Trial, which has mid-level difficulty, and Disaster Trials, which is more difficult. But before we dive into those, let's take a look at what exactly you need to do to gain your rewards. If you take a look at this part right here, you can see challenge goals, and when you click on it, you have daily crisis management, which resets daily during the period of time the event is available, and all you need to do is declare a particular challenge located in the disaster trial with a specific stress module. As you can see right here, the stress modules will make sense very shortly, so don't worry too much about it for now. For crisis response, you just need to complete a particular challenge in the crisis trial with at least a level 4 stress level. You get 40 astrites for every challenge and 150 matrix crystals, which you can use to exchange for more rewards like tuners, shell credits, and echo leveling materials in the supply station. But for disaster response, you need to accumulate a total number of stress levels in the disaster trials before you can gain your rewards. You will gain astrites along with matrix crystals up to a total of 48 stress levels, where you can also gain the Pioneer or Virtual Frontier, which will record your highest stress level, and you can use it to flex on your friends. But from a total of 56 stress levels up to 96, you will only gain matrix crystals. So if you're a casual player and you don't want to sweat a lot, your focus should be on reaching a total of 48 stress levels. With that out of the way, let's get into the trials and see what these stress levels are exactly. For Crisis Trial, there are a total of 8 challenges, as you can see right here. If you select any of them, this screen pops up where you'll see your stress modules and their descriptions. Stress modules are basically debuffs that affects your resonator, or basically buffs for your enemies, which makes the game more challenging so that you can sharpen your combat skills. For example, this one will make your resonators lose HP, but they will gain more resonance energy every time they use a resonance skill. You can also see here that these stress modules are arranged in a way that corresponds to a particular stress level. So each of these have a level 2 stress level, and these ones right here have a level 1 stress level. There's nothing here at this column, so that means that there's no level 3 stress module for this particular challenge. Selecting all your stress modules will sum up here, which will tell you how difficult the challenge is going to be. If you take a look at this part right here, the requirement is a total of 4 stress levels, and this is very important because it will help you unlock all the stress modules you choose and the support module that you choose for that particular challenge. Speaking of support modules, if you click on Confirm Stress Modules, you can select your team and support module. Support modules are basically buffs that will help you survive or do more damage. For the first challenge of the Crisis Trial, you can use the Operational Treatment, which increases the amount of healing your characters get, and you take less damage. Don't pay too much attention to the recommended elements in the Crisis Trial because it's filled with mob type enemies, and you can beat them even if they are resistant to your main damage dealer's attribute, as long as you have a good investment. You're also given access to trial characters, but if your focus is on clearing these challenges as fast as possible, then you might be disappointed because their builds are actually terrible. So be sure to keep that in mind. Completing the challenges in the Crisis Trial will help you unlock all the stress modules and the support modules that you chose so that you can use them them in the disaster trial. With that said, let's get into the disaster trials using the first one as an example. Here you have access to stress modules that are level 3. So you can select those which increases your stress level, which corresponds to the amount of rewards that you can get. But the fight will be more challenging because, as you can see right here, the difficulty says extreme. If you click on confirm stress modules, you go to the page where you can select your team and the support module. Here, all the support modules that you used in the crisis trial will be unlocked and available for you to use. As you can see right here, some of them are not unlocked because some challenges in the crisis trial are not yet available. But if you're interested in a more versatile support module that you can basically slap on any team, I highly recommend the Preemptive Strike, which will work on any DPS character because regardless of the character that you're using, you will need to use your resonance skill at least once to hit the enemy, which will grant that particular resonator 200% crit damage. And as I mentioned before, don't pay too much attention to the recommended element, but rather click on the trial details to see the main boss that you're going to face, which will help you determine if your main damage dealer's attribute will be good enough. From there, you can just select the support module that is suitable for your main damage dealer. Now let's get into additional tips and tricks that can make this game mode a little bit easier. The first one is related to the daily crisis management. Some stress modules have a high level tier, like Joint Tactics 2 for example, and need to be unlocked in the Penitence End challenge of the disaster trial before you can use them to complete your daily crisis management. So what this means is that you have to play that particular challenge with any number of total stress modules for the first time to unlock Joint Tactics 2, and then play it again the second time, where you can now choose Joint Tactics 2 stress module to complete the daily crisis management and get your matrix crystals. The second tip is that this new game mode is all about survival, so this is the best time to level up the healing talents or skills of healers like Verena and Shorekeeper if you haven't leveled them up yet, just like me, so that you can survive long enough, because if you die, you will have to consume some of your total stress levels for that particular challenge to get revived, which can prevent you from getting your rewards, especially in the disaster response, where your main focus is on accumulating stress levels from different challenges to gain your rewards. The final tip is meant for casuals. If you only care about the astrides in the disaster trial, all you need to do is to select at least a total of 12 stress modules in each challenge of the disaster trial, and since we have 4 challenges in disaster trial, that'll add up to a total of 48 stress levels for you to claim your reward. The devs did mention that this is a limited time event during the version 2.2 special broadcast, but I'll be glad if this became a permanent game mode that resets like the Tower of Adversity and Whimpering Waste, because what I personally like about this game mode is that there's no annoying timer, so it gives you more room for skill expression, and you get to choose how you want to play it on your own terms by selecting the stress modules you want. Hope this video was helpful, and if it was, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to help support the channel. Also, be sure to join our community Discord if you're having any issues with the game, or you just want a place to chill or hang out. Link will be in the channel description. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.